most people don't even know the driver's license applied to the people as a war tool. It's a contract that they trick you into cooperating with. And then under law, they will tell you it's not a contract, and it absolutely is. And they sue you for breaching it. But they never present the breach. They'll present a violation of a code, of a driver's code, section this, section that, without due process. And what you should command, I ain't even arguing. You don't even argue the substance. Ask them to introduce into evidence the injured party. You want to face the injured party, prove the injury, prove that they have authority, prove that they're citizens of the United States, and you want to, don't want to say nothing. Enter it into evidence. Because right now you look like a foreign European. I think you're French. You see that name. And remember, and whenever you're dealing with courts, always do the research on whatever judges there are and look up their family name, trace it to their nation, and then bring that constitution to the courtroom. As soon as they start talking, aren't you Irish? Let's see, Judge Wiskowski-Dorf. You German, French, or what? Oh, I have a German constitution here. How did you gain authority in the United States Republic? Oh, this is democracy. Oh, apparently I'm in the wrong court. I mean, you see how simple that is? All right, we got 10 more minutes. Now, any questions, pertinent questions relative to the fraud of the driver's license? Do you have a law book with you? For the brothers and sisters, read in propria persona sui juris. Islam, Grand Sheikh. Yes. Come on, up here, because I want you to.
I want you to elaborate a little bit on motor vehicle and their delegation of authority, and why most people unconsciously go to motor vehicle to think that they need to travel upon the highways. They go to motor vehicle, which is claimed to be a competent authority, to give them a so-called privilege to travel upon the highway. I just want you to touch a little bit on who motor vehicle actually is and what branch of government are they.
Motor vehicle is not a part of a branch of any of the branches of government. Motor vehicle is a private corporation that uses intimidation. They're organized criminals, faking as government, that say that you need something, and they have a franchise from the corporate state to do those activities so that you don't go directly to them for practicing slavery. It's actually a traveling passport. And what they do is tell you that you need to do this at law. And then when you make the contract, they use the contract as liens against you from day one. What they do is steal your right of travel on the land, transfer it into travel on paper, and then charge you with violation traveling on paper as if they have authority of you traveling on the land, which they have no authority whatsoever. What they really have is you waiving your rights, giving it to them as a private corporation to sell your rights to you as a corporate entity. Is there anything you want to add to that?
So when you get a driver's license, you just waived your free right to travel on land.
That's automatically with you.
Well, answer this question. What does the word license mean? Privilege. Exactly.
It's a privilege permit. Now, you must understand again what a license is. A license is a privilege permit for transference and transference of goods from one place to another. Manufactured goods, goods of manufacturer, dealing with the privilege of corporate activity. Are we clear? That's what a license is. And mainly for imported goods that come into the post of a prince or the port of a prince. That is what it is. It is not other than that. When you start adding other than that, you are false and they're false. And what they've done is they listed you as Negroes, blacks, and colors as corporations and list you as foreigners. And that your working is a corporate activity for capital gains. And under capital gains profit, it comes under Excise Tax Act of corporate return profitability. And so any wage, any labors that you execute is listed as corporate benefit property, and therefore by you being Smith, Jones, and Johnson, it automatically puts you as a ward of the state so they can impose upon you that license in the first place. Then they adhere that to insurance contracts and a whole bunch of other contracts which government was never given authority to institute. And this is how they enslave you.
And then we pay every 4 years.
Exactly. You're actually paying a foreigner. You're actually paying a foreign European who you keep calling white and claiming him to be the sovereign of the land, which he's actually a foreigner, who lists you as a foreigner and then lists you as a corporation under his name because you've been using his name and you ain't gave it back to them, which makes you legally bound to them. We're talking legal now.
Yep. We pay.
And then you made a contract of moving or driving in this artificiality. And they constantly charge you or make up laws to actually extort from you on a consistent basis. And when you don't pay them, they take back their property, which you turn around and list it and register to them in the first place.
Yeah, I'm in a situation, I'm driving buses for the city. So I need that license to work for them. So how would I address?
You preserve your rights without prejudice.
And okay, but shouldn't I also go back and give the contract that I initially made with them?
This is what I suggest to you. Do your research on when driving came into being and the codes came into being. And you will see that those codes are relegated to commercial activity only. Again, under corporate activity and dealing with vehicles that have a gross weight of over roughly around 8,000 pounds or more, and does not even deal with common cars. You don't even have to call it conveyance. Private vehicles are not even lawfully included. You can beat them with their own law, fake as it is. But the deal of it is, by most people not being in their proper person, they can't fight it anyway, because they can't speak in a courtroom.
Also, Brother Alex, on that, what part of international law, or where under international law does a driver's license come into play at? That's a question.
The question to you.
Okay, being that you're a Moorish American and you're part of a nation, and you have a nationality card, don't you have the right to contract in your own land? Yes. Okay, so being that you're part of a nation and you have international delegation of authority, birthright inheritance, why do you need a privilege to contract in your own land?
Yes.
What about, okay, like I said,
Yes.
driving for the city bus company, right? Like, they set their own rules and regulations as far as people working for them or contracting with them. So they
Remember their corporate rules and policy. This is what you keep forgetting. And this is what all Moors must remember, because we've got to get ready to close out because other people are coming in. And he wants to make announcements too. Remember, when you're dealing with any government agency, any government body or pseudo-government agency, they are all obligated to that Constitution. Your problem, when I say you, I'm talking about us plurally, we keep forgetting that. And we stop holding them to that. We start talking about their private law policy as the law. Stop talking about their policies as the law. What did you just declare? When you declared their policies as the law, you just waived the Constitution. And so when you start talking about their policies are not the law. Don't give it the credibility of law. Command the enforcement of the Constitution at all times with them. And when you say, well, you had to do this, well, guess what you just did? You do it under threat, duress, and coercion, and you put those initials on that certificate. And then when they come up with you trying to make demands on you, as a matter of fact, what you do is give them an IOU when you go to pay for it, too. Are we clear? See, the deal is that we have to start costing them energy when they start operating colorably, because they are colored. The deal is Moors have got to start costing them to mess with us. What we must learn is the methods to do it. And that's what we're teaching. But you need to understand the instruments you're dealing with in order to counter them. So anyway, so when you go into court, you never go into court and you say, the person must do this and this person. So for the record, natural person may, I received this instrument in the mail and it says there, Wiebel, Fetzer, Johnson, Fredericks, Wasseldorf guy. Sounds like, phonetically, it sounds like my name, but of course it's not. And for the record, this corporation is not me. So I came here anyway because I know certain Klan members have a tendency to attack people on the street. And so I came here under threat, duress, and coercion under special appearance to answer relative to this under special appearance, so no assumptions of jurisdiction are made without me contesting some fraudulent jurisdiction. Are you aware of that, Judge? So I want that for the record. And so if it's any future correspondence with me, can you see that your private corporation corrects this so they don't assume that I'm some corporation because I'm a natural person, for the record? And I have a nationality card. And whoever sent this, and I see his clerk, Bosnotzeldorf, Fredericks guy right here. Say they sent this specific performance, and I want to make a note for the county clerk that this is a fraudulent instrument, and I'll expect no more of these in the mail. And if they come, I'll expect them, and I'm saying it for the record, that's an attempt to extort from me or to intimidate me under color of law. And Judge, you have an obligation to see that doesn't take place in the future. Can you take care of that, please? And that's how you come with them. And no matter what they do, you come at them like that. So if they act, guess what? The ultra-virus statute no longer protects them. Then when his wife goes to the Mac machine and starts sticking stuff in, this Mac machine starts going, oh, excuse me. Then she go home and say, he's really messing up my stuff. I mean, what's going on, Fred? And Fred go down and see he's got this lien against them. They can't sell their house. They can't do stuff. Now they're upset because you ain't supposed to do that to them. They're supposed to do it to you. Now it ain't so comfortable keep writing these Moorish tickets, is it? Meanwhile, while they held you up, you sent them a bill. So they get a bill to the law department. And you're commanding payment in lawful United States currency. Then you start issuing liquidations on them. Garnish their pay and all that kind of stuff. They will not be happy campers. I guarantee you that. But the deal is Moors have got to learn to do this on a massive scale. And so what we're going to concentrate on doing in the future is getting such information out that gives you processes, gives you a knowledge of processes.